Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin.
Well, we clapped on the in accordance to time.is. That's my first accomplishment of this day.
Fair enough. Hey, let me tell you something that we're doing a Max Fun Drive. Should I tell you about that? Yeah. So Laurie, Kyle, we're doing Max Fun Drive, which is Maximum Fun. Yeah. .org/join. And you get bonus content for the year is what happens. And the bonus content is great because we're all inside and trapped and alone. And there's always nice to have one more thing to listen to or watch or whatever. And it's helped brighten some days, I'm told. So right now seems a great time to remind you, bonus content is here for you when you join. You become a member at MaximumFun.org/join. You choose an amount that fits with your monthly budget, obviously. $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, and up. Whatever level you choose, your support combined with that of other Max Fun members like you enable us to keep producing this show. Can you tell I'm reading things? But the thing is this is all the information that needs to be told. So whatever. So MaximumFun.org/join. To sign up, and then you get all the cool gifts available for the thank you for your support. And we have a wonderful pin, and you can get a bunch of those.
You are a director's dream. You stay on that script like a motherfucker. There's no riffing. There's no putting your own spin on it.
Somebody took the time to write that.
Writer's delight. I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. That's I would also like some work. So feel free. Also, I'm a writer's delight. I'm a director's delight. Let's freaking get with it.
And this reminds me that we're going to have to do an extra podcast, which really pisses me off because we have to create bonus content. So you might as well stick around for that. You're a really annoying podcast that in my mind won't count.
Wow. Have you not done stand-up too? Because that's what this feels like right here. This feels like you two have not done enough stand-up because I have not done enough stand-up.
Barely.
I'm a fucking pill. I'm a pill, my friend.
Bitch and a half. I did 2 sets this week, last night and the night before. And I have a little new chunklet I'm working on. So that sort of is, it's interesting, you know? And then I feel like I
coming off something good then.
Yeah, and then I kind of wrapped up another open joke. I think I kind of circled it around the way I like to in another bit. But you know, it's like Zoom was fun at first, and it was even fun to not have to leave the house to do stand up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's
getting to you.
It's getting to me. It's hard to, you know, I'm like, I don't know if this is the way to go on this certain joke because I can't really tell anymore. And I guess I thought I could tell earlier, but now I don't know. I feel like I'm doing the same shit in the same bedroom all the time. And even if I do new stuff, it's still, you know, in a week, it'll be old. And I don't know.
Yeah, I have to say that I haven't put up my own stuff for 2 weeks. And I haven't done my own show to work on the album, just because I was happy with the direction that the gender stuff was going.
Right.
But the stock of meat, this weird sausage bit I'm doing, was leading down this weird fucking TED Talk direction that nobody fucking wants to have to process with me. So I thought I would just do some writing on it instead of some performing on it. And I think it's come back, but I'll tell you what happened is, so I did probably 5 podcasts like things this week. I didn't do any stand-up.
No.
And it was not the same.
This one, right.
It's not the same. I did, you know, the dork force are fun. I like hearing about somebody's weird thing that they love a lot. And that's great. And I did the Vermont, you know, the Nathan and Natalie, who own Vermont Comedy. They do sort of a Friday night panel-y kind of show from the club.
Okay. Oh, from the club?
She's just got the picture behind the virtual background.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But they push it to YouTube or Facebook or some damn thing. And then I did something else, and it was you know, it was nice. It's nice to hang out with people and see people. But I'll tell you what I got. I got some jealousy with the outdoor shows. Like, did you see that J Fab? JFab's outside talking to people.
Yes, I know Jess Salomon as well. And yeah, they're not having any of these in California. We're headed for another huge shutdown, I think, you know.
They are having them, fuckers.
Where?
Like there was somebody emailed me a couple of them. I can't remember because I'm not doing them. It's not happening. I'm also not going to the Galleria and having lunch in the parking lot. We live in a war zone.
I don't think those are equal. An outdoor show where you're. Why wouldn't you do an outdoor show at this point? When they know what they know about being outdoors.
I don't know. I literally, because I also got an email from Acme telling me what they're doing, and it all looks good. It all looks like they showed the room, how the tables are all 6 feet apart, and there's plexiglass between the check-in. I would say plexiglass between me and the fucking audience would be great too, and it would be weird, but I don't know. I can't make a decision right now to save my fucking life. And I want to.
Your decision should save your fucking life. That's
yes. Right. Every decision feels wrong. Every decision feels like I'm an asshole or an old lady or a fucking piece of shit. And none of it's true. I'm a delight. I think that we've established that.
Yeah, over the course of several years.
Yes. You didn't jump in soon enough. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so indoors worries me still. And because not enough people don't have COVID. Most people need to not have it. And also, the audience isn't masked. You're as a performer, it's all coming at you. And you know what? I don't know. I was out in a mask the other day, and something made me laugh, and then I went ha ha ha, like you do when you laugh. You take in air, and my mask went right in my mouth, and I was like, I would fucking hate this at a comedy club. I would consciously be tempering my laughter and not getting lost in the moment because I wouldn't want my mask to get sucked in my mouth. And
which would be the same. Yeah,
it's not a good audience experience at the moment. And, you know, that's another thing that we as the performer, a distraction we have to overcome is them pulling their mask out of their mouth if they are masked, you know?
Right.
I don't know. It was like, oh, fuck, this is going to, you know, but they are coming up with more ways to treat COVID. Like, I think what you said earlier is like, if you can get it so, you know, people aren't dying left and right. And if you get COVID, you're treatable. Although, you know, then you read about people that have it for like 6 weeks, and you know, I don't want to get it, even if it's completely treatable. I don't want to be out for 6 weeks. I don't want, because they don't know about potential long-term damage, and
potential.
I don't want to be the one to find out about it on, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's weird. All I know is that I don't want to get it, and I keep seeing like now there's postings on Instagram of my October and November work.
Oh,
that is coming up, and I'm like, yes.
I like to call it your second wave work.
Exactly. October, November, and December, I have seen posters of myself. Thank you for thinking of me. Let's see what it's like in October, November, December. I don't, you know, did you see that in New Zealand, they're at 0? Did you see that?
Are they also at 0 comedy clubs though? I mean, how many clubs do they have in New Zealand?
There's a
couple?
There's a festival. There's a comedy festival.
Oh, wow.
And they have stand up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, but they're probably not accepting immigrants at this time. So fair enough. And
yeah, it's Zoom. It is for a while, you know. But I'm starting to. But, you know, I don't know.
We have the show tonight. We have the show when this drops.
Yes.
The show tonight's going to be.
I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to have a good crowd. The other things is like a lot of Zoom shows are, you know, they have a little bit of a crowd, or it's a lot of comics that are the crowd, or a lot of people are muting themselves, which is good if you're making noise. But the other hand is then I'm just performing for one unmuted host of the show.
Right.
And hoping they aren't like reading their notes about who's next or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But the show tonight is going to be amazing. Everybody just
Yes.
do intends.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of just putting up a show of 30 minutes of the stuff that I want to work on again. Like I don't want to work on the full album.
Right.
I don't want to work on the chunks that I was talking about 2 weeks ago, because I mean, I will again, but right now I think I just want to do 30. I want to do, right? So we have the good show tonight, which is 10 minutes, and then we have the Max Fun show on Saturday, Friday or Saturday.
Right. Yeah.
That's
the
a 4
31st.
p.m. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm also doing a birthday party. I'm doing essentially a mini muffin corporate, and that'll pay. That'll be good.
That's cool. Who's hooking you up with all this stuff?
People through the internet are emailing me going, "Would you really do a Zoom show just for me and my friends?" And I'm like, "Do you really have hundreds of dollars?" And then we have that exchange, and then they say yes.
I'm on the internet. Why isn't anyone emailing me?
Because of this attitude. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Didn't you do a birthday party last week?
I did, but I didn't realize it was a birthday party till it started. Like, I could have prepared other material, is what I'm saying, perhaps, for the birthday party.
Well, that would have been very. I'm not preparing any material except for, congratulations, you too, sir, are 50.
Hey, if that's the well, here's the thing: if they're contacting you directly, they know they're getting Jackie-cation, right?
Right.
And so I was on a booked show, so maybe I felt like I was a disappointment because I, was doing this stuff I wanted to do, as opposed to like, being a little more centered on the birthday lady.
Right.
But if someone wants a show from me, you will get material and a cursory happy birthday. Although, you know how I feel about birthdays, and I will move forward with jokes. Did
you see the last night's show? It's Sunday right now, so 2 days ago. But the Saturday night show that Carmen put up, Morales, was a secret show.
I heard.
Because
who was on it?
Ron Funches and Bamford.
Oh my God.
Because they both have deals, right? They both have Zoom deals or rush takes or something like that, where they have to do their shows, but they don't have to practice. So it was a secret show. She was like, I can't tell you who's going to be, but it's going to be really cool people. You should pay money for this, but I can't tell you who it's going to be. And so then the day of, it was sold out. She was like, see what you missed? Next time I do this, don't miss it.
How many did they sell? How many tickets did she sell?
I think she's got the 100-person Zoom deal.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I have been told, by the way, that I bought the dumbest package, which is a package, I guess I get to have 10 different people can be hosts and have their own Zoom shows. Well, so who
Jackie,
needs...
You like to throw a party. I mean, that's the first thing people say about you. You like to party.
Here's what I like to say when I'm at a party. Tell everybody I was here till 4 a.m. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That is the first thing I like to say. I do like to have lunch, again, not at the Galleria in a garage like it's Beirut in 1977 and people want to drink coffee together.
Yeah,
that's dumb, right?
Sad picture.
It was a really sad picture.
Like for being in Glendale is, traumatizing enough.
What just happened?
Well, and then you're at a mall in Glendale, and then you're in the parking structure of the mall in Glendale. It's the most American experience. And I would let's all try to be Europeans from now on. Let's leave America behind. Let's try to act like Europeans and have little bits of coffee in a little coffee house and support little tiny businesses and not get like Dunkin' Donuts in a parking garage at a mall, right?
Yeah, take Dunkin' Donuts home if you, for some reason, need Dunkin' Donuts. They have really good. You know what I miss right now? Right now that you said that, Boston Airport Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Oh. That's what I miss. Coffee and a Dunkin' Donuts in whatever the name of that airport is in Boston.
Logan.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I miss. Yeah.
As a patriot who was appalled by 9/11, I know the names of the airports that the hijackers left from, but you don't seem to mind. No, I don't. What happened on 9/11? That's where I'm at with 9/11. You know what happened on 9/11?
Fuck 9/11.
A museum was built. New York City got a brand new museum.
Right. It's I watched, speaking of 9/11, I watched The Avengers, which was gutsy stuff, 2012, putting the Avengers movie in New York.
Oh,
So
okay.
that those people could also be traumatized again by the signs of a bunch of buildings being knocked over.
Oh.
Such a good movie, though. We're going through the MCU universe linearly. Yeah, this is a great story. I'm bored. I've bored myself.
No,
Live
I'm
the rest of
making
our
a
lives out of
note.
us.
I'm just making a note. Tell
No,
your story. Don't comment on how boring your story is. If you, in fact, are interested in it, that's the first way to lose people. People are on the edge of their seats right now. They want to hear about your Avengers tale and how
You're like an alcoholic dad when I tell a story. Can I just tell you that? Is that
No.
when I tell a story, sometimes you're like, what is happening? This is the worst. Sometimes I tell a story, you're like, oh, no, tell the story. This is the most fascinating.
Wow, I don't know.
And me and all of us.
Okay.
Other than that, so Aaron Foley sent me an email a month and a half ago saying, hey, you should apply for this small business loan. And I'm like, yes, I should have applied for the PPE.
Did you get it?
I never applied for anything. I didn't apply for anything. And so I did just apply yesterday for the small business loan. And here's what happens. You apply for the small business loan, and comedians that are listening, I will send you the 2 links that she sent me. And if you are incorporated, and I am, that's right. My tax preparer talked me into it 4 years ago. She's like, Trump's going to fuck this up. You're going to want to be incorporated. And she is correct.
Seriously, she said that 4 years ago?
5 years ago. Yeah, it was 5 years ago. I think I January of 2016 is when I incorporated.
She knew Trump would be elected. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, he had been, she was like, he
wasn't elected till November.
Oh, that's right. November of 2016. Yeah.
She should have told us, given us a little heads up.
I know.
No fucking way.
Right. No, we had to be traumatized in real time. Go back. Don't listen to that episode. Anyway, but I will say that, so I filled it out. And when you do this SBA loan, for some reason, they put $1,000 in your account if you're going to be approved for this loan. And the loan itself is 3.75%. And it can be anywhere between $10,000 to $150,000. You don't know. Anyway, so but the grand,
you can apply for as much as possible, and then they'll give you what they feel like, right?
Yeah. You just apply, and they give you what they think your business deserves. So
is that a better deal than a personal loan? I don't know how much.
The interest rate is enormously low. It's at 3.75%.
That's like a mortgage rate.
No, well, I suppose, and then it's a 30-year loan.
Oh my God, that is a mortgage rate. Wow.
It's 3.75% of 30 years. So the $1,000 they just throw into your account, that's free.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's called an SBA loan. And email me, Jackie@JackieCation.com, if you're a corporation and would like to get these 2 links. There you go.
And how soon do you have to start paying it back?
I don't know. This is the scariest part of it, is that so I docu-signed this fucking thing because my tax preparer and Aaron Foley told me to.
Right.
This is literally Elliot Cation screaming into the, I pray to God he's not watching or listening to this because he's got the internet now. But he's going, you signed a thing without reading it? What just happened? And I was like, yeah, but my tax preparer, she did it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so, that's fine. So I don't know, but I understand. But here's what my tax preparer, she was like, give it a shot. And she said, and then you could, and she, and my financial advisor, who is my sister. The thing is,
fucking smart.
She is very smart, and she is a financial advisor. And other people I've talked to, everyone's like, I've gotten this. You pay it back fast. You wait. You see if the world's on fire, and you take the money. It's 3.75%. You'll always be able to figure that out, hopefully. And otherwise, when the world settles down again and you're working, you pay it back within 3 years.
You just have cash. You just keep it in your bank.
You just keep it in your bank account, and hopefully you're earning a little 4%.
Enough interest. Well, no, but enough interest to offset it. But it's almost like you're paying for the peace of mind that you have this cash. Just in case. Let me ask you something. Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
if you have student loans, which you can't default on, could you get this loan, pay off the student loans, and then default on the small business loan?
Wow. That I have always recommended, and I am not a financial advisor, and I am a terrible person. I have always recommended people with student loans get 1,000 credit cards, pay off their student loans, and then default on those credit cards, because 7 years later, nobody notices. Anyway, so that is what I've always recommended. If you can live 7 years without a credit card, and I did.
You would have to live with a debit card, right?
Yeah, you just have a debit card. And that's not what I did. But when I ended up paying, what I did do was I defrayed I didn't pay my student loans because I couldn't for many years. Mm-hmm. Hi, Charmy. Hi, Charmy. God. Anyway.
All right. Do you want me to close the windows? Is it bad?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a nice talk.
I'll let you know if it's too bad.
Okay.
Okay. Kyle will say. Anyway, so, but you're supposed to use it, like I'm supposed to use it for my business, mm-hmm. which turns out my business is staying in food, shelter, and water.
Right.
That's currently my business. And so I don't know if you could do that, but I would talk to different people and see if you could do that. Because here's what happened. I'm about to give you some numbers.
Yeah.
So an hour later.
Yeah.
$1,000 on a Saturday. $1,000 was in my account. Wow. And they sent me an email saying, you've qualified for $60,000.
Take it.
I'm terrified.
Take it.
I'm terrified.
Take it.
All
Take
right.
it. Put it in.
Right.
Put it. You never have to touch it. And then
mm-hmm.
in 3 mm-hmm. years, you pay back $62,000. I don't even know. I'm just making up a number or whatever.
Right.
But you will sleep at night. You will be okay.
Right. Right. All right. So here's the thing. So
take it. Leave the country.
Other people leave the country.
Leave the country.
Get it
in Luxembourg.
Let's get it in bullion.
Live in Luxembourg.
Get it in cash so you can bribe the Nazi guards to get out of this country and into the next. Mm-hmm. So but a friend of mine did it, and he got $1,000 dumped in his account in an hour, and then got another email. Someone not and I'm doing very well. The reason, because you have to put down what you made last year, so I put down that. And he put down what he made, and he was immediately approved for $10,000.
Wow!
I would take
comic, 10. Just a regular comic.
Just a regular comic.
Oh my God!
Regular, yeah.
Well, you're not a regular comic. You're like a headlining. I'm a very like a newer entry level or whatever.
Right, a newer, yeah. And I am currently and that person put down that they made $20,000 last year. So they got a $10,000, 3.75%, but you have to be incorporated.
Yeah.
That's the only trick. And it costs like $1,000 to incorporate. So it's a little bit, it's punitive, obviously.
But if you're incorporated, if they do another round of PPP loans, you can apply for those. And those are mostly forgivable.
And if you're incorporated right now in the tax code, you can write off everything that you used to be able to write off just as a person.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because they took that away from comics.
Mm-hmm.
And so most of the comics I know are like that.
You have to be incorporated. It's, you know.
Yeah. And don't do an LLC, do an S Corp. That's what my tax lady says.
That's the way mine is as well.
Okay. So if you're in California, I guess that helps.
I mean, let's be inspired by our president who has declared bankruptcy multiple times.
No one fails upward better than that shitty Mussolini. Nobody fails upward better.
Yeah.
Faster.
I have to tell you,
like a superpower.
My parents declared bankruptcy, and they, after years of we can't do it. Dad from Kansas, right? Irresponsible. And oh my God, I just stole from you. No, you do
I say
that's what you did. All right. You know what? I'm good then. I'm not a thief.
Keep writing.
And it was so freeing. They got to keep their house, you know,
right.
And it was just written off, and I gave them a credit card, and they just would pay me every month anything they bought on the credit card, because I had a credit card, right? It didn't cost me anything.
No, you just put another signer on it.
Yeah, my mom kept
very enabling of you, but they got to keep.
But they like, you know, my parents are like, they would keep the receipts. They'd mail me the Ace Hardware receipts. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't think you're stealing from me, you know. But every month they'd send me a check of what they spent on my card, you know. But they were free. They were free. So I recommend declaring bankruptcy if you have to.
Do you want to hear an Elliot Cation story?
Yes.
Probably 10 years ago. My brother, no, it had to be more than that because my brother Russ is a big guy for, he likes to distribute tasks to people. You go to visit him and he's like, all right, I'm going to need you to, once you go to the grocery store, go pick up the kids, go do this, go do that. And so he did that with my father for 15, 20 years. And so my nephews, I think at the time were probably, 7 and 9 or whatever. And Russ was like, he calls me one time, and this is kind of 15 years ago. He goes, so, Dad's picking up the kids at these different things. So I gave him a credit card to buy gas and different stuff. And I was like, you did what? What'd you do? I gave Elliot Cation a credit card with his name on it. And I was like, I wasn't thinking. I didn't think he would do anything with it. And I was like, what did he do? He said, he went to the casino.
I knew it. I didn't want to cut your story off, but I'm like, I know it's Gil.
Oh, you can see it coming. You can see it coming. Potawatomi or whatever it's called. And I was like, and the thing is my brother got off easy. It was my dad he took $2,000 out.
Oh my God.
I was like, he didn't take 20 grand out? And he goes, excellent point. No, he did not. And I said, my father is incredibly shrewd as to exactly where the line is. Sometimes we'll step a toe over.
He raised you, so he put the line there.
Yeah, he created a line.
I created a $2,000 line for each child, which is great because there's 6 of you guys. Very smart.
Right. That's 12 grand. So it's, but I'll tell you, he occasionally goes over the line and with strangers, which gets him punched in the nose at the age of 79. Oh my God. And then he goes over the line, which gets my brother Ross to very rarely, but occasionally hang up on him or kick him out of the car and make him walk back to his car. And I was like, wasn't he 80? And he goes, it was 4 blocks away. And I said, I know, but I think it was like February. He goes, I don't care. Get out of the car. I was like, he lived.
Here's the thing, their bodies turn 80, but their personalities stay 45. And you can't forget it. I mean, you do forget it. You're like, fuck you. And I'm like, wait, she's faking it, but I don't fuck you at her. But yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, Olivia de Havilland, 103, 104.
Amazing. That's the way
career cut tragically short.
I enjoyed the last couple of years. I have no idea. I hope it wasn't awful, but
she got some action.
No, I don't hope she had sex at 102, Jackie. Okay, please. I hope she was done with that at 86. Look at my.
I am so. This is going to be so gross. What if she was just rubbing one out? I thought I'd say the word rubbing one out on this podcast. Thanks.
You've become a filthmonger.
Jackie Cation. I'm just channeling Norton.
Rubbing one out town. Let's revisit renaming this podcast to something successful. Look, I started painting my room.
Oh yeah.
I've decided to go with a blue, like a dark blue with gray in it. It's called Sblue Monday. And I'm like, I'm ready to be murky in here, just to have the feelings.
You look at your face. Sblue Monday.
Yes.
How won't you do primary color Kilmartin? How about that? Why don't you do something happy? Because you're already
happy. I want to be
dragged down. Moody. You're so fucking moody already. Why would you give yourself a dark TV?
I've never dark color moody in my life.
That's very because sometimes you know what that mood is? Sometimes it's happiness. That's right. I didn't say it was a bad mood. Watch me backpedal. Watch me backpedal. Watch me do it.
But
you want to do
I got these little sample blues and so I painted a few of them and I'm like, all right, I like that one. So I just started painting without doing any prep work. and now then about like halfway through the wall, I thought I should start prepping this because there's paint. I never paint correctly. I always go backwards and then it's a mess.
I never paint. Here's what Andy painted. He paints things, and I'm like, what if I bring you a sandwich? Is that part of the solution?
I wish I had a painter in the house.
Yeah.
And then my mom's room is my son's room now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And up until yesterday, it was just the same furniture, the same shit in there, the same, organized the same way, bed pointing the same unfeng shui way, right? Towards what was a TV monitor, which is not in his room anymore. But so I told my son and his dad, I'm like, you guys should just make it your own. Honey, you should make it your own. It's your room.
Mm-hmm.
13, let's make it your own. And they fucking redid it, and they took stuff out, and it looks so pretty and uncluttered and just clean and simple. And it like made me so sad, because she could have lived like this, but it was clutter. And then I don't know. And then it's like, well, all right, now she's gone out of that room completely. At least before, it was, even though his shit was in the drawers, it was all still her stuff. And it's just another layer of goodbye and renewal and all that shit. So
it's sad, and it's kind of cool though, because he did make it his own, and he's a young man. He needs his own space. Yes.
And I'm like, I can't believe how big this room looks now. It was like 10 by 10, but if you do it right, there's like a giant open space. It's pleasing to walk into. And it just reminded me how many times I would look into my mom's room and be like, fuck, there's so much shit in there. And I hated that it was part of my life that I had to walk in and look at it.
We don't have any comic books in our bedroom anymore. Wait,
God.
That's not true. We don't have any loose, like, short boxes that I'm using as an end table, like I'm in college.
Nice.
We just have the 6 long boxes that go under the bed. But the thing is,
that's it, Kyle. That's all she has.
Oh, that's pretty standard American household.
This room has, and we moved them out to the garage, into the garage closet.
Yeah. And that's the guest room, right?
And I'm in the guest room right now, and so Andy got to put up another.
It looks great.
Hot Wheel thing. Yeah.
It looks like a Hot Wheel museum. It really does look well done and
it's
clean.
Very nice, and
distracts from the comic books.
He's also got his Magic the Gathering cards and a nice display thing right there. There you go.
Yeah.
And so it's this room is so much more open too, but our bedroom doesn't have anything in it now except for just a couple of, a small bookcase, and then our end tables and dressers and stuff. And it feels like
your fuck mattress.
And our fuck mattress, which is real nice. Got to rotate that.
Isn't that nice though? Like, it is like, I took the stuff that was in my room, I put it in this little room. So now I don't have an office in my bedroom.
Right. It's Karen Rontowski came by yesterday. She's been crafting, and she's been taking from the recycling bin. She's spending a lot of time alone, Karen Rontowski. She's going through her neighbor's recycling. She found a very beautiful bottle, just clear sort of wine bottle.
Yeah.
And it's white clear. And then she drilled some hole in it and turned it into a lamp.
How do you drill into glass without it flying all over the place?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think but she's told me she's been crafting a lot. And I have a couple of things around the house that she made. And she gave me this lamp that is it's got little winky lights in it, like you like. You like winky lights.
Those little sparkly lights. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's inside the bottle, and it's super cute. And I think it's and I gave her a bunch of veg because she, and our garden's ridiculous. And I went up to Rinaldi to the Forster's farm, whatever it's called, the farm stand up there.
Yeah.
Because they have
farm stand up. What do you mean?
There's a farm stand up off of 405 in Rinaldi.
I thought you meant that. I thought there was like a farm stand up show.
Oh.
That you were holding out on me.
Oh my God. I have to tell you, one of our neighbors, who's a producer guy, we were talking to him from the street, and he said, me and my kids, they're in their teens. We would come and bring chairs and sit on the strip in between and watch you do and work on your set. And I was like,
yeah, that's a good idea. I was thinking about that with my yard too. Like, what if we had a little show and invited like 4 people? They are, sitting 6 feet apart outdoors.
Well, for my birthday.
What's the harm?
I don't know. It would be okay. It would be weird, but what's not weird right now, right?
I know.
It would just be weird. Just embrace the fucking weird, Jackie. Anyway, so because, by the way, Carmen came over on my birthday, and she asked me, what kind of food haven't you had in lockdown?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Go to the grocery store and get me grocery store sushi. And she said, I'm not getting you fucking
grocery store sushi.
I will go to a sushi place. What's your favorite sushi place? And so she brought us sushi. She forgot that she had a set. So I set up in our yard my laptop and my setup, and I sprayed it all down with Tilex and stuff. And then she did her set from our yard.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, standing with the orange tree behind us. So it's
nice.
Cool. Why don't we do Comic of the Week?
Oh, yeah.
And the second pitch.
Perfect timing.
Okay. So our Comic of the Week, I've worked with her a couple times since lockdown, Jackie Keliiaa.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
She got the cool Twitter handle at Jackie Comedy. Jackie.
That's a direct attack on your sovereignty. And I appreciate it.
I love it. Steal the branding. Take it.
Yeah, her last name is Hawaiian, and she has a joke where she explains how to pronounce it, but you just say every single verb, which I love it. It's so, once you know that about Hawaiian name, because usually you have to skip a couple, not every verb, every vowel, but usually when it's a long name, you're skipping a couple vowels and you're trying to figure out which one you're not going to say,
Right.
When in most long names, right?
Right.
Hawaiian is just like, no, you need to shut the fuck up, just slow down and say every single letter you see. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Awesome. It's and you've worked with her a couple of times this week. And
I did. She doesn't have much video on the internet that I could find, but I've worked with her a few times doing shows, like Bay Area based shows, and some native, some shows that she's also like part Native American that donate money to tribal stuff at the moment. So
awesome.
Yeah, she's very funny.
That's great. So get out there and follow her and find her.
Yeah.
So
Jackie
that's
Comedy. Awesome. But now I'm talking to Jackie Cation.
Right. And what I really think you should do is that second pitch.
Okay. All right, guys. You know what this is, right? Here's where we do our podcast on Maximum Fun. And it's a business. And people pay the rent by having this business. This is how people have their jobs. You get a fucking hour of content every single week from us. We put it out when our parents are dying. We put it out when our Hot Wheel collection isn't up the way we want it. We've never missed a week.
That's true.
Never.
That's great.
Okay. And how many years? 4?
17? Oh, I'm sorry.
17 years.
Yeah.
And all we're saying is, here's how you can pay us back a little bit if you want to.
If you can.
If you can, is you join MaximumFun.org. Wait, MaximumFun.org/join and just sign up. Tell them Jackie and Laurie sent you, so we get credit. And you could be $5 a month. That's $1.25 per podcast. If you amortize this for the course of your lifetime, how much joy have we provided you? How much joy am I giving you right now? $1.25 worth at least.
Or $100 a month would be $25. That'd be like going out to dinner once a week. 25.
Yeah, we don't know what you make. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know what you make.
But we are getting some potential sponsors, and some of you make quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah, but
don't change the hair.
We're like, can our listeners afford this? I guess so. Hey, exciting. But here's my point.
So thank you guys.
Please, yeah. Oh yeah, that's my point. Thank you guys.
MaximumFun.org/join.
Yeah,
that's it. Kyle nailed it. He put the button on it, and here we are back talking about stand-up comedy in our lives. And
okay, yes. Did you see the video, the conservative video that went around that was like, it was something where it ended up saying super woke people and super racist people are almost exactly the same people? Yeah, what? It was done by some white male comics, and it was Ben Shapiro was like, oh, fucking finally, it was one of those videos where all the wrong people are like conservative comedy. And it was interesting it was annoying to watch. Let me put it that way, because technically it was funny the way they tied everything together. If you don't know the 90% of the facts they're ignoring.
Exactly.
Like
they have the cadence.
Yes.
They've got they sound like comics. They look like a bunch of comics.
Yeah. The thing is like if you cherry pick, you can write good jokes with whatever facts you choose to illuminate in your setup, right? I mean, just writing monologue jokes, we eliminate unnecessary information all the time, right? Because it takes too long. So you can eliminate necessary information as well. Sure. if you want to make a video that supports a certain theory, and then conservatives can make what looks like good comedy to other conservatives because they're also skimming and only getting 10% of the facts anyway. So if you're making a video that is facts based on incorrect facts or not a proper reading of information, right? You're making that video for people who also process information that same way, so everyone's happy.
Right. What they've done is they've taken the lies that are the talking points, and making jokes about that, about the truth, using those lies as facts.
Yes.
And so they're doing it in the with the good beats, man. They got the good beats.
Yeah.
They got hand gestures. I didn't see it, and if I'm lucky, I never will. But I will say that, there's just I don't understand. I mean, I get it. You're mad. You lost your condo in 2006, but why? Get up and brush off your bootstraps, you straight white guy. Just fucking keep going. I actually had a bit of a crisis this week of like, I got, you ever get into like one of those things where, and we all do, where you start spinning fear, thinking of the future that isn't happening, thinking, oh, we're closer to, there's unmarked soldiers in Portland.
Right.
That's fucking weird. Yeah. That's it. Are they the Halliburton guys that protected
they're I think they're DHS Border Patrol.
Without their patches and stuff.
I think someone in Congress, it might have been AOC, but I'm not sure, put forth a bill where federal troops have to identify themselves. Which is that's not a law? Wait, I thought you were supposed to.
Right, I mean, isn't that part of, we don't have to put them up in our houses too?
I think so.
Like that's one of the
quartering troops.
Yeah, quartering troops. Yeah. So that was, I mean, it was a bad day. There were a couple of real bad days last week. And so I, went into speculation. I was like, oh, it's going to be like Beirut in 77 where we have to eat in garages and, and so, but then I read this really cool, it was a cool statement, and I sort of paraphrased it because I couldn't find it again. And I can't find it now. But it was something about how fear, sometimes I'm shot with fear. I'm like, fear is through everything that I'm trying to do, and I'm living in this future that isn't here. And I have to remember to just calm down and pray. A word that I don't like. I don't like praying. I don't like meditating. I don't like whatever foo-foo, hippy-skippy, crystal clutcher word that I am, goddamn it, living. I am living with crystals around my home, but I don't want to talk about it. But the thing is, if I can give a shout out to any god, even if it's just a fucking tree or the universe, and just go, please take away my fear.
Right.
And try to point me in the right direction of doing the world some good. And if I can say just those 2 sentences, I literally, I stopped crying. And I had a crying jag this week in months. And there's nothing wrong with a crying jag. It's actually quite cathartic.
And the crying jag was stress related to outside external events.
Yeah. So, and I believe exacerbated by the fact that I didn't do any stand-up this week.
Sure. Yes.
Right. Because what is my release valve, you know?
Yeah.
It's stand-up. Even if I'm doing jokes that I think the 60 people who come every week have heard. But the thing is those 60 people, maybe they want to hear the new vibe. I don't know. And every week there's somebody new, so it's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to try the stock of meat thing tonight, the night that this is. I'm going to try the new angle on that. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we all get 10s. We all get 10s.
Right. Yeah.
It's a hell of a show.
It is a hell of a show.
It's go to flapperscomedy.com and
go.
Yeah,
we'll post it on our Twitter too as well.
Yeah, because it's Aaron Jackson and Ophira Eisenberg and Jessica Curson and Jen Kirkman and
Ida Rodriguez.
Step by. Yeah, that's fine. And us.
Yeah.
It's a monster. I would watch all of them do an hour.
I know.
And so watching them just have fun for 10 minutes, it's like Martina Navratilova watching her play tennis. So get on it. Where are we at?
We got like 15 left.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We're in cruise control. There's no need to rush, you know. I mean, you don't have to rush to get that story in. We got the time. There, I have paint thinner for the floor. I got a lot of little Blue Monday droplets on the floor.
Blue Monday.
Name
the podcast that? Anyway.
Yes. People are like going, hey, I don't know if you're up to performing yet. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, I am up to performing. Please.
Oh, that's how they're asking you how to do stuff?
Yes, it's this tiptoe. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm not sure if you're. Hey, I fucking did a set on the day of my mother's funeral. I'm up for performing, okay?
Yeah, you were performing while you were next to your iPad. So, so that's insane.
But here's the thing. We started hiatus this week. This is a 4-week hiatus.
Wow.
Right? I never have 4 weeks off. And usually we have 3 to 4 weeks off in the summer, and I book a week of work, and then I take a vacation with my kid, and it's all busy, hustle bustle. And now this is the first time where I haven't had to do something for 4 weeks off. And I don't know, part of me is like, I've been putting off some grieving because we've been working. I had 2 sketches on the show this week too.
Oh, did you? Congratulations.
I was working in the edit bay in this software called Framio, where you leave notes up, and part of the time it's hard. It's working with other people. It's like, do I seem like a bitch if I'm asking for this? But no, I want this font on this thing, and this isn't the font I asked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know, and it's also
it's a different skill set.
It's different, and I feel mean by saying, "Oh, I don't like it this way," and I know that the sketch writers don't feel mean at all. They're like,
right.
The attitude is, let's get this right, and it's more scientific in a way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was. So I was busy last week, and then
that's awesome. And
now, Friday is when the hiatus started, and then I just started painting my room, and I don't know. I'm just it feels different than when my dad died. Of course, very different.
Of course, yeah.
So maybe I'm sliding into a grief home base this next month. And then just the idea.
You open to pack all the grieving into this month? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes,
you got a life to lead?
I booked grief for 4 weeks in a row. It's going to be headlining my life. And then when the schools shut down in March, they just sort of were, they went to pass fail, right? And it was do the minimum, just let's get these kids, let's keep them safe, and let's end the school year as quickly as possible. But they've had the summer to kind of prepare, and now it's, full virtual this year in Los Angeles. And, I don't know how much work I have to do with this,
right.
like actually taking over the job of teaching a kid,
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
different subjects. It's so
Right.
much prep work, you know.
And stuff that you may have to catch. One of my favorite jokes, Darlene Westcor talking about her kids. Remember that
Yeah.
one? It's
Yeah.
she was trying to teach her kid algebra,
Yeah.
and she doesn't know algebra, and she doesn't remember algebra, and so she just said to her kids, honey, I'm a comic, your dad's a musician, you're a waiter, you don't need this. And
Yeah, I mean, I like the sentiment, but in reality, you got to
not
teach
the
them
reality.
the shit they got to learn, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, I have a math tutor that my son will work with once a week on Zoom for an hour, and that guy really helps. He really explains it well in a way my son can understand.
That's great. I mean, that's a gift, and that's the way it might have to be done. You
Yeah,
just got to find people who know how to do this stuff
but
that come in.
there's like so many people are being fucked over by this, but sometimes I just focus on one group and get extra sad for them. But I was thinking,
That's nice.
Okay, so seniors in high school that were getting a sports scholarship, they probably still got their they were probably awarded that before everything shut down, right? And so they are in their freshman year, I'm assuming, with their scholarship, and the schools are figuring out how to do the sport. But if you were a junior this last year and now you're a senior, and your hope of getting into a good college is your sport, it will. In this next couple months, will colleges be like, well, we can't do sports this next coming year. We can't do it. We don't do it. This has fucked over so many kids. Like my son could rebound because he's only in 8th grade. And I'm assuming by the time he gets to junior, senior year, we'll be back to some kind of normal. But wow, we're really fucked over the high school kids that are juniors and seniors, you know?
Right. There's no, I mean, it screws with all of them, you know, whatever sort of social thing you were going to do as a child growing up, whether it's team sports or marching band or theater or choir or any of those things, you have to, I don't know what they'll do. I wonder if they'll figure something out, you know?
It'll just be different, but it won't be what you thought it would be. And like adults, like we can handle it because we've had a lot of things like how they were supposed to be, you know? So if we get knocked off our feet a little bit, okay. But these are like milestones. The prom is a fucking milestone, whether it's awkward or awful or great, it's still something, you know.
I would argue that it's actually opposite because kids are so resilient and they don't know except for what they have to have in front of them, you know?
Right.
Like I was at I went to a barbecue with Augie Smith's family and then us, just Andy and I. So there was and we were all socially distant. And the kids, masks did not have a problem. I mean, Dot is 3, so she actually didn't, but she didn't get anywhere near us.
Yeah.
But Porter, who's like 5 or 6, he wore the mask the whole time, didn't have a problem with it, just played and breathed and learned how to, he has learned how to breathe through a mask this summer, you know, or this spring. And so he's going to be like one of these kids who's like, why aren't you wearing a mask? What do you care? You know,
right.
It's not that big of a deal. Like, I hate it. I hate wearing a mask. I don't like it. It turns out I wear it anyway because I don't want to die or kill anyone. But I'm not as flexible as I think the kids, because they've got it. It's just a thing that you do when you're raised. No,
the mask wear. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe older kids were raised with certain expectations about what school is going to be like, and if you work hard, you know, you work hard, really work hard in this way, you'll get this kind of reward. You'll maybe get accepted into this college or whatever. And you know, just a different segment of the population that's getting fucked over right now.
It's a shout out this week to this population that is getting fucked over.
And then PBS had a front line about undocumented workers in Central California, about how, you know, I mean, they're getting fucked over in an astonishing way. And how's
that? You know, we go every week to Central California.
Well, they all have to go in a bus to where they work, to where they farm. Even though they're working outdoors, they're working very close together. They
don't have a way to get there.
No, right. So they have to go in the same bus, and they're expected to buy their own masks, and those can be very expensive on that kind of income, and they're probably supporting other people, not just themselves. And so it was just like, is there any, besides Jeff Bezos and a few other people, is there any segment of the American population that is not getting fucked over in some way by this complete
failure of leadership?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the failure of leadership is coming from so high up. People are so mad at Gavin Newsom and their governors and stuff, but supposedly everybody moves up a chain of command. You learn how to deal with larger and larger problems when you're a mayor, when you're a governor, when you're a president. And so the things that are usually would be coming down from the national level are not coming.
Mm-hmm.
So guys like Gavin Newsom are like, well, we shouldn't go anywhere. And then he's getting this pressure from the businesses to open, and he's like, okay, well, things look better. And if there had been a national mandate, no, we're going to shut down for 3 months. We're not going to do anything.
Reopening California was a huge fuck up. Now, I might feel that more than other people because that's what led to my mother dying, but it was a huge fuck up to open that up in May. We were
not ready at all.
No.
And people literally just got bored.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I'm going to go out to eat now. Like we went and picked up curbside comic books last weekend, and people were on Ventura Boulevard sitting at tables. But I think that they're closed, aren't they?
Well, if they're outside, the likelihood of transmitting is a lot lower, right?
But there's still the people who work there, and they're having lunch with their friends, and they're not 6 feet away. They're not wearing masks.
Right.
They're just all sitting at a big table. Yeah. This woman I used to work with, I saw her and all of her family went on vacation, and they're outside, like 3 or 4 families, 3 or 4 generations. And they're all standing next to each other, taking these big pictures on the beach. And you're like, I don't think you understand the gravitas of this particular disease, but okay. All right.
You know what? It also sucks for like newer comics because, like, again, you and I, comics that have been around, at least we've got enough stage time where we can kind of, coast off of our personalities we've created, right?
Right.
Created a persona on stage. And so we can still write to that. But the figuring out of your persona is the first 10 years, at least, for me, longer, but you're robbed of that if you can't work it out on stage in front of an audience,
Right. Right.
It's
try to do open mics like 4 or 5 times a week when I first started.
Yeah. It really sucks. Again, this is a small segment of the population we're about, but it's just like, fuck,
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing that's going to delay someone's growth,
Mm-hmm.
and, I don't know.
Yep. It is true. But
want to do a Max Fun ad?
Could do the last one. We could thank all of our members for supporting the shows. I think we got we got new members, and we have people who are bumping up their thing. You gotta donate $10 a month to get a pin, and then you could buy other pins that will just benefit charity. Mm-hmm. I think that you could buy those outright. I'm not really sure. But obviously, we're very grateful that you've chosen to contribute financially to support.
Incredibly grateful. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. And we want to be able to create the show in our way, So it's a mess, and we love that you love it. And how to join? If you haven't had a chance to become a member yet, you just do so at MaximumFun.org/join. And then there's probably a way to upgrade or something. And there's boosts or something. Did you guys read the boost thing?
I skimmed it.
I didn't.
I skimmed it much like a conservative skims an article about systemic racism in this country. And so I have no concept
instead this time, you're for it.
Exactly.
I'm for
the real thing.
Yes. So come and see the shows this week. There's a Max Fun show on Friday. There's I'm doing Animal Crossing. I'm doing the Jenny Yang show.
Oh, cool. That'll be
And
great.
that'll be super fun. Aldrin made a sweater for my avatar on Animal Crossing that says the Dork Forest on it. One of my
That's
logo.
neat.
Yeah. People should order notebooks because our garages are full of them.
Sure. Yeah, I knew you had said something because I had 3 orders like within an hour. I'm like, oh, she's on some social media plugging the notebooks.
They look
So order a few more and I'll make one big giant post office run.
Oh, there you go. And then other than that, Jackie and Laurie Instagram continues to be a fun way to watch the show because Jed takes clips of these videos and then he captions them. It's amazing.
I don't like evidence that we actually spoke. Sometimes it bothers me. I'm like, did I say that?
I only repost the ones that I don't mind. Sometimes I'm like, what did I say? Oh, jackassery. That's what that was.
Why did he pick that one? He doesn't like me.
I think we just created another clip. I'm leaving.